So yesterday I mused about the idea of moving to Taiwan, and I had a lot of trepidation with my job. But you know what? After I stopped to think about it, I'm in a weird position where I kind of love my job but hate going to work. And what do I mean by that? Well, every day when I'm in the middle of the workday, I rarely, let's say I work a shift that goes from, let's say 1 to 7, right? Rarely do I sit down at 3, 4, 5, or even toward the end of the shift and complain about things. It's when I'm thinking about going to work, on my way to work, that I run into trouble. Usually, I wish I could teleport directly to the middle of the day. Oh my god, I would feel so good about it. Now, to give you an idea, when I get to the office and there's 5 minutes before, I work at a tutoring center, 5 minutes before the students come in, 10 minutes before, and my boss is talking a little bit too personally, that's when I run into trouble because I don't know where the landmines are. My boss is asking me how my weekend was, plans for Christmas time, or especially if it gets involved with my dating life. Oh my god. It's like I don't want to talk about this. And unfortunately, a lot of times I actually do have to talk about it because they intersect with workplace accommodations that I'm going to need. So for example, I would so love to install some UV lighting at the office. To put bluntly, the office lighting is incredibly depressing. They really need to overhaul their lights, but you know what? I'll put a UV light on my desk and we'll call it a day. But unfortunately, the moment I do that, instantly, people are going to ask questions, whether it be the students or the other staff members. And it really upsets me that people talk about needing to return to the office because of workplace culture issues. Let's face it, it's not for everybody. If you want to network with your colleagues, go to the office, fine. But don't expect everybody to feel the same way, right? I was reading another article. This tech company, I think, wants to install a room for people to masturbate. Now, I think that's definitely a step in the wrong direction. Whatever you feel about masturbating, it's definitely a step in the wrong direction in terms of having separation between your personal and your work. If you want to masturbate at work, go home and work from home and masturbate all you want. In fact, masturbate while you're in the middle of a Zoom meeting. I know it can be done because I did it before. And don't tie everybody else into it. That's what I mean by that. Now, the reason I wanted to move away to another country is that here in the United States, you can't breathe without letting your office know what you're doing. The days that you want off, your food allergy issues, your masturbating issues, your accommodations you need with your lighting. It just feels like I live under the microscope every day when I go to work. And that's what I meant by having no breathing room at my job. I can't keep a secret because sooner or later it's going to intersect with work at some point. And I wish we were more educated about that, right? As much as we keep educating each other about diversity, it's really the privacy that we need to educate people about, right? Let people live their diverse lives in private, right? Make it possible for somebody to install UV light without a million questions. The best way to do that is actually to work from home, right? Then you can have your UV lighting. You can have your special room for masturbating. You can masturbate in front of Zoom if you want. If you can handle it, you can. You don't have to explain to people your food allergies. You don't have to explain where you're working from, right? If you want to take a trip, you can work from your trip. You could work at your lunar eclipse viewing area, right? And then you can have all these great things, right? The return to office for the culture, that's the dumbest idea in the books.